Not having a real crisp explanation for our children. Now let's migrate back into the workplace, if you will. And one of the questions that CIOs are always wrestling with is this question of a place at the executive table. All right. So how do you explain what you do to the CEO and your C-suite peers? And the specific question, if you would, to add focus and more granularity to our discussion, is how do you get and keep a seat at the business planning table? And Laverne, if I could start with you on that question.
Well, it's interesting because it's not so ambiguous, I think, in the workplace what we do. I think it's very evident in the value that all the employees receive, as well as the business receives, based on how well we do what we do, how well we think about what we do, and frankly, how well we partner with the business. And really try to help them make their goals real. And so, the way you get and keep a seat at the table is by being valued in that way. Being seen as a leader that's actually selfless and thinking about what the business is trying to do and ensuring that they know that and that you're really there to make everyone successful. That's your number one goal. And sometimes that might mean enabling technology. Sometimes it might mean disabling technology. But fundamentally, ultimately, they see you as a business person that really brings value, and your business person happens to have a subject matter expertise as something that's different other than just the product or process, but actually the technology. And so, the way you get it is by really having that trust and resiliency of understanding what they're trying to do. But the way you keep it is really by showing value and engaging, even when it's not about what you do, it's about what they do.
Gotcha. Nice. Great, super. Now, Thomas, and you've worked in multiple industries. Now you're in an industry which may actually appreciate the value, but you've worked in industries which were not viewed as being high-tech type of thing. How did you, because you have always believed that IT has a rightful and appropriate role at the strategic table, making strategy, helping strategy. How did you make that happen throughout your career?
Well, I mean, one of the things that makes me crazy is the conversation about having a seat at the table, because I meet a lot of folks who want it, they demand it, but they're not willing to do what it takes to earn it. And so to me, getting a seat at the table is about earning it, as Laverne said, through driving value, being able to market that value effectively. And to me, it's taking advantage of the fact that you're one of the only people in the organization that truly sees across all of the functions and how they're interacting together. So, we hear the security agencies talking about connecting dots. That's what we do. We connect dots and we solve problems. And, when you can show that you can do that and you're doing it in a selfless way and you're driving a culture, a set of behaviors that allow you to have those tough conversations and solve the problems, then you're going to get a seat. If you're not doing that, then you don't deserve to have the seat.
Gotcha. And Twyla, in your environment?
Well, I think that's the same, the answers as what Laverne and Tom said. And in fact, I would echo what Tom's saying by the fact that you don't really get that seat until you actually prove that you can show that you have value to each of those different departments or business units. And I think that once they realize that, they know that they can depend on you to help them solve their problems and move forward. And it really is being selfless. It's not about IT being successful, it's about the business being successful. And you have to continue to put terms forward that are business terms. You can't make it be about an IT-focused conversation. It needs to be about a business-focused conversation, and then about how you can help them. And I agree 100% with what they're saying. You have to continue to work at that, and it's all about relationships.
All right. And Philippe?
I think it's fair to say that in the last 5-6 years we have seen a big change for the better. For all of us who are from an IT background, we know very well that there is a commodity part of the business, and there is more an upstream new capabilities for the business, new ideas. On the latter, we had always to push and to find a way to get accepted, to get deployed, to get implemented what we came up with. And now, in the last few years, we have seen completely reverse model. So there are business partners from the CEOs to all the others who come to us more than we go to them. And for me, this is a clear indicator of a significant change in the way we play. So I think there is no limit to how much better we can get, but I believe we got to a good point of sitting at the table, so to say. So this is the what. Mm-hmm. The why is we have developed a model whereby we start constantly, always with the business needs and what the business will need 2, 3 years, 4 years out, to try to anticipate what is coming, what is needed. And then the technology, which, as I said before, are solutions end to end. So that will include business processes, re-engineering change, will include information, will include IT components. They are all geared to develop what is in the business. So now, just to give you a sense for that, we are focusing on digitizing our company, simulating, moving to real-time systems so that we can serve more consumers worldwide more completely. And so we will look at always the business angle of it. And this has been transformational for us and for the morale in the IT people.
Super. So the question we ask is, how do you make sure that basically IT has a seat at the table? Because we know that IT is going to be at that table. You're either going to have a seat at the table or you're going to be part of the menu. All right, so we know that, but through all of your answers, if you would, one of the things that came is the need to show. We heard multiple. I mean, this is when multiple people agree. This is unrehearsed. We are absolutely live here, right? So when multiple people agree, without collaboration or conspiracy, all right, we call that convergent validity. But you said that you have to earn that seat, all right? You have to earn. So you have to show.
But I believe the fundamental issue is that. In IT people, perhaps because of the engineering background for most of us, there is a dichotomic sense of the world. So either you can reduce cost, or you can increase quality, or you can improve speed. So in an engineering mindset, it is always an either or. You can do one or the other. You need to choose. You need to. In the business line, because I was in a business line for a period of time, the mindset is different. The mindset is not either or. It is and. So you need to every year deliver new profit, more profit, market shares, the volumes. It is not which one do you like better. It is and year in, year out. And so shifting the IT mindset to operating like a business is what I believe creates this bonding. And
that was actually very consistent across all 4 respondents. All right, our 4 best CIOs in America is the fact that you have to operate like a business. But I actually think that we have crossed that Rubicon. We operate like a business. We talk the business. We understand the business. But now one of the questions at the essence of this is like you have to show that you can do that. You have to show that you can add value at the very top echelon of the enterprise.